Hi friends, how you doing today? Hope you're staying safe, keeping busy. Although I'm not working right now, I'm going to do today a look that I normally do for work. And I wear a mask at work. I've been doing this since before COVID started, so I usually like to make sure my eyes are pretty bright because that's often the only thing that you can see. As usual, I've already washed my face and moisturized. For primer today, I'm going to start with is called No Pore Blem Primer to smooth and pore covering, top secret for perfect makeup. I got this off Amazon. I don't know if the powers that be at Facebook, they're listening to me or they're watching what I look at, but I always get these lists pop up on my Facebook feed. Top 22 items from Amazon that I would buy 1,000 times again, or 20 best beauty products. And I always click on them. They have achieved their goal of clickbait because it works. And then I see products like this. So this one was really highly rated. Lots of people liked it. And it's a reasonable price, so I bought it. And although I don't think it's the best primer ever, I use it anyways because I pay for it, and so why not? So this is the one I use on a daily basis before I head to work. So just do 1 squirt should be enough. It does leave the skin feeling silky smooth, but I just don't think it does anything to blur or to fill in the pores. But I do like having a nice slate to put the makeup on. Next, I'm going to put on foundation. I'm going to use the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Oil-Free Matte Cream in the shade Medium. And I'm going to use a wet blender sponge for that. 1 squirt is usually enough for me to get the whole face. Next, I'm going to add some concealer. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. And this is in the shade Light Medium Sand. And I'm going to set with the Charlotte Tilbury Genius Magic Powder. I'm going to use my dampened sponge to just add a little bit under the eyes to prevent creasing throughout the day. Put on a little bit more than I usually do, on accident of course. Next, I use the Too Faced Cocoa Contour in the shade Dark Cocoa, which is the well-used one here on the bottom. I like using the powder contour because it actually also works as a bronzer to get some color back into the face. Now I'm going to add some blush. I'm going to use the NARS blush in Orgasm, applied with my ColourPop F21 brush, on the apples of the cheek or right up into the hairline. Now starting with the eyes, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. This is one of my most recent purchases. I really like it, and so I'm trying to use as many different color combos as I can. But for my work look and my everyday look, I really only use 3 colors. Some sort of a neutral on the brow bone, and then a brown matte shade in the crease. And then on the lid is where I do my pop of color and excitement. I'm first priming the lids with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the original. Now I'm going to take my Suva Beauty 420 brush and the shade Swan right down here. And I'm going to put that all over the lid from the crease up to the brow bone. And I don't know why we don't use them as much anymore, but especially on a work day when I'm kind of in a rush trying to go fast and to get the most pigment out of the color I use an eyeshadow swab. So I'm going to take the color Shimmering Pearl and put it all over the lid from the crease down to the lash line. Now I'm going to take my Stila 15 brush, this side here, to put a neutral shadow into the crease. I am going to use Cocoa, this one here. I actually really love this Stila brush. This is the 3rd one that I've bought over several years, and I was really bummed. I was looking for a link to it last night to put on one of my other tutorials, and it looks like it's been discontinued, which I guess makes sense why this one was the most recent one that I purchased. The first one obviously I've thrown away. The second one's still sitting in my makeup bag, and this one was the most recently purchased. It was on sale. Now I guess I know why. It was because they were discontinuing it. So that kind of bummed me out a little bit. So I'm starting in the crease just above where I put the shimmering pearl color. Going like a windshield wiper all the way to the corner. Gonna take my Sigma Beauty E25 blending brush to just blend the colors together, so there's not too many harsh lines. You see, I like it though because the color really stands out. Like I said, if I'm wearing a mask and that's all they can see, I want my eyes to speak volumes. This is my most common go-to eyeshadow look. Like I said, I will always put some sort of a nude matte shade up on the top. I'll save this part of the lid to do whatever bright color you want. Today it's more of a pinkish gold. Could be green, could be purple, could be blue, whatever you want it to be. And then always a sort of matte brown shade into the middle to blend everything together. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury blending brush and I'm going to put the cocoa shade, under the lash line, or at the lash line of the bottom lashes. Next, I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Bourbon. And I start just past where the lashes start. It's a teeny tiniest little wing ever. I don't do a large wing. And I take it all the way across. And then I use it at an angle to kind of get a smudged effect on it. And I do it in the inner line right onto the lashes of the bottom lid. It kind of gives it a more smudged effect instead of a lined effect. And then we repeat on the right. I'm going to add some highlighter. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Moonlight's Face Illuminator Trio in the color Indiscretion, which is that one. Next, I'm going to move on to the eyelashes. I'm going to do my first coat with the Too Faced Cosmetics Damn Girl. In my everyday life, this is usually how I'll walk out the door, and then I will finish the mascara at stoplights or when I get to the parking lot at work. Same thing with the brows, because I can just put a couple of layers on and head into work or just skip brows completely. But since I have time, I'm going to go ahead and do everything. Then I'm going to take the Benefit They're Real mascara to add more volume and length. Now I'll repeat on my left eye. Now moving on to eyebrows. I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow Pencil in 4.5. And I am outlining right at the root. If you think your eyebrow line is too thin, this would be where you'd want to add your arch a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to do a little bit of strokes right down into the eyebrow. Now brush them up. I'm drawing the line in just underneath the brow, the natural brow, just to add a little bit of thickness to the line. And then meeting down at the wing. Ideally, you'd want your eyebrows to start right about there. It might actually do, yet for some reason I think they sit too far apart, and I always want to add some extra. And now repeat on the left. The last step I do right before running into work are the lips. I'm going to be using the Jouer Cosmetics. This is a longwear lip cream in Dulce de Leche. I like to use this one because it's pretty neutral, so it goes with about everything, but also because it's long wear. As I mentioned, I do wear a mask. It doesn't rub off on the mask so that it still stays on throughout the day. I mean, of course, I'll reapply at lunchtime, but for that first morning half and the afternoon half, it doesn't come off. I really like that. First thing I'm going to do is line the lips with the wand. That's it. That's what I do to get ready for work. So when recording it, it takes about 30 minutes. in person when I'm doing it, it probably only takes 15-20 minutes. And then as I'm walking into the pharmacy, I take out my hair clip, shake it down, and then pretty much run in, and that's it. There's not any time left over to check it out by the time I get inside. Today's a fresh washed hair. I actually think I like the way my curls look better on day 2. So I used 3 different eyeshadow colors to complete my eyeshadow look. But if you are not into sparkly bright shades like I am, what you can do is just use 2 colors. So the color that you use up for the brow bone, you can just put that on the whole eye and then still add the color in the transition color for the definition. But that's a simple way to do just 2 eyeshadow colors, still pretty quick. Like I said, I like to do something with a little more pizzazz, a little bit brighter, since a lot of the time when I'm talking to people, this is all they can see. Not bad. Anyways, I hope you guys liked today's tutorial. If you did, please click like. If you're not already following me on Instagram, please follow me. And you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Makeup by Christine. Thanks guys, have a great day and stay safe. Bye.